Welcome to the 12th and final episode of the Sunday Swirl. I'm Sharmise Idris, and throughout this whole series, I've been trying different soap design techniques. Now, most of them, I never tried them before. So here's just a quick recap of all of the soaps that I've made during this series. I've done at least 15 batches of soap because some of these I had to do a couple times. But today we're gonna do the column pour technique, and I low-key feel like I saved the best for last. So let's go ahead and get into it. I already have everything prepped and ready to go, so I'm going to pour my Lye Solution into my oils, and then I'll mix it until emulsion and then add the fragrance oil in. The fragrance oil I'm using for this one is Peppermint from Nature's Garden. Just like most of the soaps in this series, I want a thin trace because it's going to take a lot of pouring for this technique. So once I got to my thin trace, I separated it out into 3 different containers. And before we get too deep into this, I want to let you know that I have a whole soap maker's toolkit. It includes a soap design planner, which I've used for every soap in this series, a soap cost calculating sheet, cure cards, and 2 soap batch logs. So the batch log can be used for either cold process soap, melt and pour soap, or hot process soap. I've already dispersed my colorant, so for the white, I'm using titanium dioxide. For the gray, I'm using activated charcoal and titanium dioxide. All of the measurements will be in the description. And for the black, I'm using straight up activated charcoal. My titanium dioxide is water soluble, and I got it from Mad Mica, so I just mixed that with a little bit of distilled water, and then with the activated charcoal, I mixed that with sunflower oil. Like I said, all of that information is down in the description for you. I would like to be able to hand mix all of these, but that titanium dioxide just gives me a run for my money. So I'm going to use my stick blender for just a couple of pumps to mix each one. I'm going from lightest to darkest, and then for the rest of that, I'm going to hand mix it because like I said earlier, I want a thinner or lighter trace. The mold I'm using for this soap came from Nature's Garden. It's the large silicone tray mold, and I already had it. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten one that fits my size soap better, but it's cool. It's cool. We'll work it out. But I decided to line it with freezer paper because I typically just use this mold for melt and pour, so the soap pops out of it really easily. But for cold process soap, well, my recipe anyway, it's a little harder to get that out of the mold. For pouring, I'm using this plastic champagne flute because I already had it. But I've seen a couple different things used in different YouTube videos. I would like to try those one day, but this is what I had, so this is what I'm going to use. I hope it doesn't betray me. So I'm just going to place it in the middle and pour white, gray, black in that order over and over. At this point, I just decided to remove the champagne flute and just free pour. I felt like it did its job. Now, I saw a couple of different ways to do the actual design once you get all the soap in the mold, but then I decided to just do it the way that I've been doing some of the tops of the soap in this series because I really liked, I don't know what it's called, but I really liked that technique. So that's what I decided to do. No regrets, no regrets. And I didn't want the middle looking crazy, so I just decided to do a little swirl. Now I'm going to spray this with 91% isopropyl alcohol and let this sit for the next 48 hours, and then I'll come back and cut it. All right, y'all, here it is. I really like this one. I'm glad I went simple with the coloring for this. First, I'm going to cut this using my slab cutter or log splitter, whatever you call it. And I'm going to do it to the width of my usual soap. Now I'm going to use my single bar cutter to cut it to the length of my typical soap. And through this process, you'll see why earlier in the video I said I wish I had a mold that would be kind of the specific dimensions of the soap that I like, because if I were to be selling this, I feel like a lot of soap would be left over or wasted. But because it's all getting donated, all of the soap will be used in some type of way. So in future videos, you'll see these soap scraps used. So this actually isn't the final product. I'm not sure what happened to the footage, but here is the final product. I ended up planing the soap, so just basically skimming off a little bit of the top, and this is it. And somehow this became my favorite soap of the whole series. It wasn't planned this way. I really planned the series to be like going from I kind of know what I'm doing in the first couple videos to I have no idea and I'm gonna try it anyway. But look at this, it's the end of the series and it's my favorite soap. And I really want to thank you guys who have been commenting, liking, and watching this full series. I really appreciate you guys. This may be the end of the Sunday Swirl, but I'll still be posting on Sundays all things soap and cosmetics, so stay tuned.